And welcome to today's Retirees with Certified Financial Planner Wayne Maslyk of Great Lakes Benefits and Wealth Management. We are talking today about mistakes that we make with our savings accounts and our savings plan.
Now, for retirement.
For retirement.
Yes, for retirement.
Yes, hopefully you have planned well, and when I say plan well, as far as your savings, and you have a nest egg set aside for your family when you retire. By the way, I was talking to someone the other day that retired at 55 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked them, I said, what are you going to do? And they said, ask me after I fished for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And after about 6 months, they were back at work.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a short story. There's a guy that, was fishing, had a little fishing business, just would fish himself and supply the restaurants, and he was always busy. And, guys like, why don't you, you're very good, you know where all the fish are, you could, buy some boats and build a business and sell all these restaurants and suppliers your fish, and you're the best in the area. And then you could retire, 10, 15 years from now and fish every day. And he says, I fish every day now. Right?
Why would I want to do all that?
Why would I do all that? He said, things are good. But yeah. Oh, absolutely. You retire early, a lot of folks, they have a hard time with it. Some love it. Really do.
Right. But we're not talking about retirement. Well, maybe you are, but maybe you have saved enough and you have done well and the Lord has blessed you. But the thing that we're going to be talking today is mistakes that we make with and the number one mistake literally is not saving or not
saving enough.
That's
number one. No, it's not. Like I say, it's not number one with my clients, because they don't need me if they have no money. So, right. but in general, as far as the general population goes, the number one mistake, generally speaking, is not enough saved. So people have to work longer than they desire. Nothing wrong with working into your 70s and 80s if you're enjoying yourself, but you don't want to do it because you have to.
Right.
And too many people out there have to do it.
Right.
So that's number one. But we're talking about people with money or that have the resources to accumulate money, over time. That's what the show will be focused on today. I don't want those folks that are able to save to make something like the last show we talked about. The big mistake with retirees is putting all your money for retirement in an account that's never been taxed, like a 401k.
Sure.
Never pay tax on it.
Right.
Thinking you're going to be in a lower bracket when you retire, but that's not the case because we have, not only the tax bracket, we have tax on your Social Security income, and if you're trying to qualify for Obamacare subsidies because you retire prior to 65, now we got to worry about keeping your income below those limits. And if we go over, you're talking a triple taxation, Obamacare tax, tax on Social Security, and tax on the withdrawals from the 401k, because that's the only place we had to go get money from. We don't want to do that if we can help it.
Because when you start doing that, now you have to take out more money to pay those fees before you can use the money that you're trying to take out.
And that's even, that's the not so bad part. It's okay to pull 25 grand out to buy a $21,000 car, but it's not okay to pull 25 grand out to buy a $21,000 car, and now 85% of your Social Security gets included in your taxable income, and you got to give the government back 7 grand at tax time because you went over Obamacare limits.
Right.
Now that $21,000 car costs you $35,000.
Wow.
So that you don't want to do.
Right, exactly. So what do you think is the biggest mistake when we're saving? What is that one thing that, and maybe there isn't just one thing, there's probably several, but in your mind and while you teach your clients, what is that big thing that hurts them the worst?
Number one is not saving enough.
Okay.
That's, Dave Ramsey's rule of thumb is, 15%.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar with his baby steps. You save a couple grand right away. That's baby step one. Baby step two is you pay every credit card off, all the debt except the house. Card loans, credit card, everything you have funnels to that. Once the credit cards are paid off and the cars, then you get 3 to 6 months of emergency fund.
Okay.
Once you're there, that's maybe step 3, 15% into retirement.
Okay.
Right? Then kids' college. most people go kids college first,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I made that mistake.
Yeah, I did too. So, in the middle of that one,
You saw him looking at me, right?
that's how you're supposed to do it.
Right.
We don't all have that, discipline or
Right.
priorities. We have different values and priorities, and many of us feel kids college is more important than our retirement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? We'll find out in 30 years
Right, that's true.
or 20 years, whatever.
When we move in with them.
Yes, right. Yeah, when I'm on Skid Row. No, so you do the baby step 3 is the emergency fund. Baby step 4, 15% into retirement accounts of your gross income. Make $100,000, $15,000 a year into retirement accounts. Then kids college. Then you pay off the house. Once all that's done, if you get there, then you build massive wealth because you have no overhead.
Sure.
So every dollar you're earning is just piling up.
Right, right. So as we do this, and this is one of the things that Wayne helps families do, and this is why he does this program as well, so that he can help you and your family prepare well for the future. We don't just lay things up just so we can spend it necessarily, but we do want to. There come a point when we either choose not to work anymore or we can't work anymore because of our age or.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, you're not going to hear this stuff from most people that are in my industry. Listeners, if they're working with, I'm not going to name any names, any of the brokers out there, whatever. Typically what they get is a little risk analysis, a little income plan, and hey, we like this mutual fund. We like this variable annuity with this lifetime income rider, or this, and they're selling. As people that listen to the show can tell, we don't sell here. We help people plan. I do financial planning, and I'm a fiduciary. I have to do what's in my client's best interest first. By law, what's in my client's best interest. And I think when people listen to the show, they can tell it's a big difference.
Right, absolutely. And friends, listen, one of the things that we want to encourage you to do is go to Wayne's website, todaysretirees.com, todaysretirees.com. On that website, you will have access to his newsletters. You'll have a link to his YouTube channel so that you can go and look at these episodes again if you missed part of it or you want to see it again or you want to refer someone to it, maybe a colleague or a neighbor or a loved one. You can also just pick up the phone, 866-626-3990, and talk to one of the ladies in the office, set up an appointment, go in and sit down with Wayne. He will help you put together a plan that makes sense for you. We'll be back right after this and we'll talk a little bit more about common mistakes that we make with our retirement plan.